Very good.
Hello, wildlings. Welcome back to Wild Whimsy, a podcast for all your try-it-yourself needs and wants. We're back. We're going to do some pillar candles today. I'm going to describe the method that I learned as a child, where I have a very crafty family, and my father taught my sister and I how to do candles. And so this is an easy way to do candles, pillar candles specifically, and fun for the kids. And then we'll do the newer way, which involves just newer molds that I'm not as familiar with. I'm Deedles, and this is Faye. And so we are all kind of set up here. We have our warmer. It has a bowl, or you can use a pot, and you want to fill it with water and heat up the water. Let's see, we're going to turn this guy on. I'm assuming that with the warmer, you don't need the water. I am not sure. I've not done okay, I can't lie. When I was a kid and my dad taught me, it was a metal coffee can right on the burner of the stove. We didn't have any kind of water, there was no double boiling and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Don't worry, my sister and I were very protected. He gave us both, we had the gloved pot holders, right? All on our hands and stuff. And he at least thought of that.
Right.
But yeah, so directly on the stove, there was no thermometer. We have a really cool thermometer here and stuff. No stirry spoons, nothing like that. Just, I think we even burnt the wax a few times.
Oh, jeez.
And so we started off with doing these types of molds. So it's just a toilet paper tube, nothing special. We also have some cut up paper towel tubes. So that works too.
That works too.
When I was a kid, it was just a string. My dad had just found some extra strings. And we use them as the wick. This time we have store-bought wicks. It's not a big deal. You can use any string, really. They didn't say in the how to do this stuff that you needed a specific wick or whatever.
Right.
So when I was a kid, we did tinfoil. Today we're gonna do tape to hold everything down. I put the wick in, and then put our new. These are new to me. But when I was a kid, it was popsicle sticks. So same idea.
They look like a popsicle stick. So.
We're burning over here.
Right, yeah, I don't know. Maybe just the newness.
It's
brand spanking new, so it's just burning off whatever chemicals they put on it.
Sort of alarm, or is it the bottom of my plate here? It's totally possible that it's that.
Right.
And so it's simple, easy. I think we did colored layers, and so I'm not. We probably have enough stuff where we can take the wax out into a different container, color it, and then pour it in.
Right.
But that's a very tedious process because you have to wait for each layer to dry before you add a new color.
Yeah.
So for today's purposes, I think we're just going to color the whole pillar one color, and know that you can do the layers. It just takes, it's about 10 to 20 minutes, depending on how thick your layer is, for it to all, not necessarily all dry. Excuse me. Because that takes, it's a good hour or so for your wax to settle.
Yeah.
It's my experience, the middle will dip, and so that's a topping off process.
Right.
Things like that.
Yeah.
So as we'll just start getting this wax melted. That's going to float, so we're not going to do that.
Right.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're learning. And so I'm really, it does have measurements on the inside. How much do you want to go right now? Do we want to make a big batch so that we can, we have a lot of different molds here to experiment with and stuff. do it halfway for now and
yeah,
see
let's
how
do
it goes?
halfway, I think.
Probably. I'm just pressing a smaller jar.
Yeah, oh, yeah, we didn't think about a scoop.
A scoop. So
right?
you might want to invest in a scoop.
Yep.
But yeah, you just put your wax directly in. These are shavings, so they'll probably melt. I'm assuming they would melt very fast.
Quickly. Yeah.
When I was a kid, it was, you know, just a block of wax, and we had to cut it up into the smaller chunks.
Right.
So it's a chunky thing.
And then we're using soy wax.
Yes. Reminder. Yeah, so that looks good.
Perfect.
I can feel the heat from that, so cool.
Oh, okay, good. We're just gonna put it directly on there.
Directly on.
That's what the picture on the box shows. Right. So, I mean,
I've just touched since. I mean, when I worked at the factory, it was vats, like a giant crock pot.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, that's very different, and a whole different world. And then when I do stuff at home, it's a double boiler system.
Right. Yeah.
And so I'm like, this is new. It's pretty cool. I'm like interested to see, you know, how that goes. I'm sure it's, you know, I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine too.
They're selling it.
They're selling it. Yeah. So
now we're just gonna talk about the different. We have a couple of molds to continue to set up if you'd like to give it a try. Yeah. This one's really long. I don't think the wick will fit. I mean, it'll be really tall in there, right? Yeah. Just barely, but it'll do. So with this, the first two, I kind of stuck the wick down inside and used the stick to stick it to the tape, because the tape is faced up. Right side up or whatever, sticky side up. It was giving me such a problem.
Yeah, we got that to stick.
Excellent. And so when we get into the jars and other molds, they do have like these little sticky pads. This is a new process for me, so I guess you remove them and you remove the sticker from the back.
Yep. And then stick it to the bottom.
Stick it down in the bottom of the mold, and then stick the wick to it. Yeah, very sticky.
Very sticky.
No,
it
isn't.
Oh, it's just sticky enough. Right?
Yeah,
it doesn't need to be like, you know, massively sticky. But
so hold it. And so in the past, some of the molds that I use have a hole in the bottom, and they're metal, and you have a little plug that holds your wick in, and then you have your stick at the top that you wrap the wick around, and that's what keeps it straight and in there.
Right. How are we doing?
Let's see. Oh wow! So that's melting relatively quickly. That's pretty cool. Nice. I do have it on the setting of 4 because I was like, well, I mean, we could put it on high, I guess.
Right.
So this particular burner has, you know, 1 through 5 settings, and I'm sure, you know, 1 is low, 5 being high.
Probably 1 is to keep it warm and melted while you're doing things.
While you're working.
We would imagine.
For sure, I can imagine that as well. And so when that's done, we will choose one of these, and we can choose a color. I mean, or we can just do straight up soy and nothing else. I mean, we can do a plain couple.
I think maybe for the first one we'll do a plain, and then maybe the second one a color.
So I did all these because I was like, oh look, it's the trio
it's
that
the
you
trio,
see on people's with the tall here. Yeah. The tall and the small and the medium, all, you know, you arrange them in your home decoratively.
Right. Super cute.
And so you can get, I'm sure you can get molds that are this size, the size of the toilet paper tube and that kind of thing. Yeah. I do, over here we have that giant pillar, which I love the bigger, you know, thicker candles. Yeah. They seem to burn longer. And
I feel like you're getting more bang for your buck there. Yeah.
So.
Did it fall over?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
while the wax is liquidy, you can adjust things. It's just when it starts to solidify that it becomes a problem. So what we're going to do with these, because we aren't using tinfoil on the bottom, well, in this case, the crafty version, you are going to want to do like a nice sealing coat on the bottom, so it's not pour the whole thing because it'll leak out.
Yes.
You want to pour it slowly and get that seal on the bottom first. Let's check our wax and see how we're doing. Oh,
that was stupid.
Nice. Turn that down a bit. I can feel the heat. So what I mean by that is we're gonna take, it's very hot, just a little bit, and move it around the bottom to kind of seal it. You can see that it is leaking up into the edges, but that's part of the crafty thing.
Yeah.
See how it goes up. It'll do that even if you have tinfoil behind it. We kind of let that cool off a little bit. I'm not sure what the temperature of wax should be, whether it says where it should be or not.
Kit did not give us instructions.
Right.
It just sent you a kit with a thermometer, and apparently we're supposed to know.
Right. That's just describing we don't want it to be so hot that it matters. So for me, I turn it down a bit. It's a little toasty. So I don't want it to melt the plastic.
Right.
Which, wouldn't be too bad. It'd be super fun.
Right.
To have to handle that. All right, we're at Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, Celsius.
Oh, Celsius. There's a. What does that
Even
say?
with the glasses, I'm like, what
Let's
the hell? Is that a C in the corner? Or
I don't know what that is. Oh, there's Fahrenheit. There we go.
So here in America, we use Fahrenheit. We can switch it to Celsius, which is nice. Wow, 70 degrees in here.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's pretty comfortable.
Put that in there and see where we're at in a moment. We'll just test the temperature. Because you want your wax to be warm while you're working with it, and then but you don't want it to be too hot. One of the tricks that I read about was with molds like this or the silicone is that you warm the mold first.
Interesting.
And then pour it in, and it makes it easier to release. Huh. And I was like, interesting, yeah. Because I think molds like this, though, where it's a contained candle, it's not. We're not.
We're not worried about taking it out, right?
And so there is that.
You know what? We forgot the mics.
We did.
So I'm not sure how much this is picking up. We may have to start over.
All right. We can pause and check.
Yep. There we go. Now I have, that looks better. Headroom. Okay. All right.
Excellent. So we're back. We made the mistake of forgetting our mics and knew that the volume quality would be a little different. So here we are, raw and uncut, mixing stuff. It's all good. Mm-hmm. So our wax is toasty warm. It's a good 200 and something degrees. We're going to let it cool just a little bit. Our mold that we did before is everything's starting to solidify real good. I'm going to add just a tiny bit more to make sure we have a nice, good seal. And just moving around your edges in this manner. Make sure. It's kind of like the dipping method. So when I was a kid and my dad was teaching us, he just poured them in. They leaked out everywhere. It was a fun mess.
It was okay, yeah. Clean it up at the end.
Yeah. So we kind of are like, well, we don't want to do that. We'll just kind of, just See, yeah, so that's where I found out I have a leak. So we'll put a lot over on that side. Hopefully it'll solidify.
Yeah.
It smells good. So that's interesting.
Yep. I have some sense of smell back, but not 100%. Things are still skewed.
Yeah.
Both of us had nasty colds, I guess you would call them. But I don't know. I lost some sense of smell. Did take a COVID test. It was negative.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. But yeah.
So we're going to let that cool a little bit. And so our first one, we decided we're going to do just a plain soy candle.
Yep.
And the next one we can either
do you want to do the crayons or do you want to do the color?
It was the crayon method. So we're still in, showing you the kid craft. So we're going to pick a crayon and decide what color we want.
Do we want to do something that we can, because if we want to change, do we want to change colors along the way?
If we get to the point where we can do layers. So again, if we do a layer, we have to wait a while for it to dry.
Right.
We could probably set it aside and come back to it when we go to a different color.
Because I was going to say we could do yellow and blue. It'll eventually make green, obviously. So we do yellow first or blue first and then add.
You would mix them to get the green.
Yep, you would mix them.
So you would melt both together.
Yeah. You wouldn't melt layers. One. Oh, well, that's ridiculous.
That's color mixing.
It's ridiculous. I think that's just ridiculous. Trying to save us some time.
Right.
Okay. So on that note, what color? Because we have a myriad of colors here.
Right. Let me try some purple.
Purple?
Let's go with the purple.
Okay, purple's a good one.
Bright purple.
All right.
You can, again, use any crayons you want. I am just, I'm a little picky and will use Crayola. They're not sponsoring us. That's my crayon of choice. There are tons of different types of crayons. It's wax quality for me.
Right.
So somewhere along the line, Crayola got that wax thing down.
The wax seal of approval. Yeah. But all right. I guess let's peel all the paper off here.
So again, this method is the kind of the one my dad taught me, and metal tin, coffee can, put it right on the stove. Don't do that. Put it in a double boiler system.
All right.
Use a pot with water, and use oven mitts, and protect yourself because it is hot to work with the metal pans and things. Wax has a tendency to be hot when it touches you, but it does not cause burns and things like that. Yeah. So another bonus.
Yeah.
to working in the candle factory was like, you spill it on yourself and stuff, and they don't have to pay a lot of bills to send people to the hospital.
Yeah.
So, it's just it's a stunner, right? It's like, right.
Oh, that looks like it's hardened.
Nice. All right. So this is the first, and it might melt a little bit, but here we go.
All righty.
I'm going to pour in. Again, I'm sure that tin foil is the better option when working.
Oh, it still spilled out.
It did.
Oh my goodness. All right. Do we have a roll of paper towels? Handy dandy.
So what I think just happened right there was that it melted the
the plastic. Yeah. Too hot. Too hot. All right. And we don't have foil here.
No. We'll have to get some.
Yes. I'm just wondering how big. How big these are. Nope. Trying to think of an alternative solution since we don't have tin foil.
Ooh, does it fit?
It fits.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It fits the chips.
Right? So we may be able to do that.
So, yeah. Doing this has been, it's been a long time since I was a child. And, I've used molds since then.
Right, yeah.
Proper molds and stuff. So, yay for mistakes, though.
Yeah.
This might be the coolest candle ever.
Right.
Yeah, see, so it melted the bottom.
Melted the plastic. Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Learning experience 1 down.
Perfect. Stick to the new way. It's safer.
Right.
Apparently.
Right. So.
Or use tin foil. Don't use tape. Tin foil is probably your better bet.
Right. So I don't know if you can put this on here and do your method of pouring and sealing the bottom.
Will it fit in that votive?
No, I tried them and they're just, which one?
Little metal.
Oh, the little, this one? Too small.
Dang.
Yeah. So, and I tried the glass jars because then otherwise we could fill a glass jar.
Right.
while we're at it. So I don't know if you hold this down and then pour it in and try and seal it.
One of the things is maybe scooping out that white piece.
This white piece.
I don't know if you can do it with your nails or whatever. Try it ourselves. What were we thinking?
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Fantastic.
All right, so we may be able to do that and just pour the wax in there, hold it down so it seals.
Watch your fitness.
Yep.
And we'll do that method.
There we go.
Give ourselves a nice, and when we pull it out, too, we'll be able to fix the edges and make them nice. When I was in the factory, we used table saws.
Oh, okay.
And chop saws. So you would have your pillar, and they wanted them to be whatever length, and you'd have your little everything is all set up for that length, and you just and chop the ends off.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Do the thing.
Let's see. It'll take a little bit for it to dry. I don't think I need to actually necessarily hold it down.
While you're doing that, put in the wick.
Oh, yeah.
So it dries
that would help. Yeah.
As well.
Yep. There we go. That in there. That little guy. Little bent. That's okay.
So when we talked about the history, we talked about J.P. Morgan's grandfather.
Yes.
So he went and he industrialized candles. Can you imagine? Like this whole factory dedicated to melting wax. He didn't use wax at first. It was all tallow, animal fat. Can you imagine the smell? I can't even.
No.
Imagine what that was like trying to make candles.
Terrible.
In your home, right? You'd have to keep all that fat around and try to, I don't know, you have kids and you watch Shrek. That's a fun one where he uses earwax.
I thought that was the greatest.
Candles. That was
one of my favorite scenes in Shrek.
Yeah. And so there's that method. Yeah. If you collect your earwax, I don't know.
Yeah.
If you really want candles, that's what you're doing.
Right.
It's super fun.
So now we have waxy plastic.
Waxy tape. Sounds good.
Yeah.
So again, with these molds, please use tin foil. And when you put your tin foil around here, you want a rubber band so that it kind of holds the tin foil in place. There will be tiny bit of leakage until the wax plugs in the holes. And so you want to start off slow. And then when you get to the point where, you got a 1/4 inch of oil of wax at the bottom and it's no longer, squirting out all the different sides or whatever, you can feel free to, do the continuous pour, get it all in there. Yeah. So that's on me for not bringing tinfoil and being properly prepared.
That's all right. This is starting to harden, so that's good.
Very cool. And then, so it is like
So is this now at a warm temperature instead of a hot?
It's still pretty hot.
Okay.
It feels like it is still pretty hot.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering, I'm going to Google. I don't usually.
Right.
But, what?
If it's going to melt the wax that's already here,
Candle wax melting. It's 185 degrees.
185. Okay.
And adding soy wax typically melts between 115 and 120. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so you don't want to exceed 200 degrees, so it doesn't scorch. I knew it. There was there's a level of, anywhere on Google or in any kind of I'm sure our craft book back here will tell us, don't exceed these temperatures it has a list of the different waxes.
Yeah.
And we're dealing with soy at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And says it melts up to 170, so you don't really want to go higher than that.
Okay.
And then you want to add fragrance at 155 to 165, somewhere in there. So that's what the thermometer is for.
Okay. All right. Well, that's
again, as a kid,
handy dandy information. When in doubt, Google.
We were just like, melt the wax, make a candle. Right?
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Right. Because I don't think we had, when we were kids, we were using thermometers and that sort of thing to monitor the temperature of the wax. We just melted it and pour,
Yeah. So, it was none of that, as far as I remember.
That ridiculousness of measuring things. That's just ridiculous.
The way you found out that you were too hot in your neck. So when your layers are there, so you painstakingly would melt your colored layer. Yeah. So that's the problem with this method of making candles crafty style for kid participation and stuff. I mean, now it's safer. But is that you would add your layer, wait. And I don't know, it was like eons for a child.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it was probably like 10 or 20 minutes. Then you go and add your second layer. And so once the layers it's all the way up there and you're done and you peel away, you can tell which layers were too hot and melted into the layer below. Oh, so it would change the color. You're like, I added yellow there, but look, it's all pink or whatever happened. It would melt.
Yeah.
The layer before. And so that's the fun of it too. For me, it was the excitement of, I can't see what's going on until I peel away
get the results. Yeah. Well, that's looking pretty good. It probably could be a little bit more, but we had a nice thin layer in there. So we could be daring and try it again.
Let's see what our wax is at.
Yeah.
Because I said earlier that we were at 200 and something, so we burned our first batch.
Right. Yeah.
already feeling.
I was like, it's yellow. Interesting
and
color.
It smells. Yeah. I could smell it, and I'm like, it does smell like it was too hot.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's nice to know our little burner there gets scorching hot.
For real.
I guess.
I wanted to make a cup of coffee.
Right? Yeah.
I know what. I can heat up water real quick. The noise you're hearing in the background is my dog, Caboose. He's not used to being at the studio on a Saturday.
No.
And so he's upset.
He's upset, and we're ignoring him.
Yes, that's the key right there. Yeah. Is that we're ignoring.
We're ignoring him.
So people who own a terrier out there, know exactly what I'm talking about. They're very chatty, and don't ignore me or I'll just get louder. So he'll get louder. So I do apologize for his mouth.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, good. We're in the zone.
Okay.
It's cooled down enough. Yay.
Oh, good. Yay.
So that's good. All right.
All right. Safe to pour, you think?
I think we can do a little bit more whilst watching all the edges.
Yeah.
Super awesome wax mask right here. For any kind of leakage. So 2 eyes are better than one. So if you have
starting to leak.
Yeah.
There it goes. There it goes.
So
there it goes. So it doesn't like this method either. It just reheats the wax up on the bottom.
I know. I know what's happening.
Yeah.
Stabilize.
Right.
We yell at it, right? Like, stabilize.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so our first time with soy wax, I think when I was a kid, it was just cooking wax.
Yeah.
Right? You
just a paraffin wax. Yeah. Just regular paraffin wax. So I don't know. I mean, that's what it should be one of our experiments. The difference between the results of melting paraffin wax and soy wax. I have no idea.
Right. Well, while that is cooling, I think we can go in and talk about our other molds that we have here.
Oh, yeah.
And those are going to go a lot smoother in my
so we have
educated guess opinion.
Right.
So I have these jars. I've boiled off the labels, the old labels and stuff. So if you have anything in your house like I don't know what you would have in a metal jar.
Like empty,
baby food.
Right. Baby food jars.
Right. Those are epic.
Oh, and
they come in different sizes.
The wee yogurt jars.
Anything. Yeah. So, and you could just boil them in water and take off the labels. This particular one, the label came off in the boiling, but the sticky stayed. So I'm like, okay, well, that's like a, if we get some Goo Gone or something, we could probably, wipe all that off and it would be fine.
Yeah.
Come on, buddy.
Yeah.
I know you want to be involved. So you can help, I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think it's similar. So these have lids as well. So some have lids, some don't.
Yep.
You can also order them in bulk. There's like websites everywhere where you can get, the metal ones, you can get ceramic ones, you can get glass, you can get plastic, you can get, or the silicone.
Right.
So we also have, so these are just the glass jars, and then we have a silicone mold as well.
Which we've never worked with before. So that should be fun.
So I'm just like, So that'll be interesting, especially the removal part. I'm very curious as to how that's actually going to come out. We don't have to destroy the molds.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
hopefully not. I'm hoping they just, you're able to flip them out. But this hole at the top seems pretty tight. So
we'll see.
I don't know.
And then the mold release. So that's something that you can also get when you purchase your, basic kit and startup stuff is, to get mold release. And it's probably like a cooking oil or Vaseline, right? And it'll come right out of the mold. These ones that I did as a kid are disposable. You can't use them again. You just cut it off and go on your merry way.
Yeah.
And so we'll start with HR, and then we can do a color.
Yeah.
So if we were to do that, I think we'll experiment with the sticky thing.
Yeah, we'll do the sticky thing and see how that goes.
All right, so take off your little tabbies. I suppose you stick it to the bottom, and then stick it to the bottom.
Yep.
Oh,
maybe.
That's how I did it. I used the stick to get down in there if you have a taller mold.
Yeah. Oh.
And then I guess I could have grabbed. And then use the stick is used just to kind of keep your wick straight. Other than that, it's going to move all over the place, and you'll have a crooked wick and it'll burn weird.
There we go.
So you want to make sure your wick is centered.
Voila. There.
And stays there.
Yep. We could go ahead and pour this one.
See if we have enough in here to pour. You overfill just a little bit because it will, in my experience, it will sink in the middle. They just have a tendency when you're doing pillars to want to sink in the middle.
Yeah.
And then you just, it takes for pillars, it takes about 24 hours to dry.
Oh, okay.
And solidify. Okay. So once you have your molds all filled and set up, you want to find a place to set them aside and let them harden.
Yeah, so Monday when we come back in, should be all good to go.
Pillars, and we can, heat up some wax if we got to fix the if it sinks down in.
Just
there are ways to prevent that. So what I learned in my reading was, because at the factory it's a different situation. But when is to have the mold warm. When you pour it. Glass molds specifically, and metal ones. And that's just what I learned.
Yeah. But this is a nice amber color.
It is a really nice color.
So that's funny because we were looking at different candles that people do, sundaes and drinks and things like that.
Oh my! Yes.
And we were trying to figure out how they got the color for like a whiskey and a beer color. Well, I think we've achieved that without doing
just gotta
anything.
Burn the wax real
just
quick.
Burn the wax a little bit, and you get that lovely amber color. Let's move that over there so people can see it. Yeah, and so you get that amber.
Yeah, and then whipping wax. What is that? That was crazy. They whip it right up and put it in a a piping bag and everything, and do that whole maneuver, and then it's a candle and like burns like a candle. I'm like, well, that's weird, but cool. I was like, that's the coolest thing I ever saw.
That was super cool. So that one's not drying, is it?
It is.
It is. Kind of,
just going to set it aside.
Okay.
Get it out of our way.
Okay.
Because we're going to try a color now for our next one.
Yes.
So do we want to set these on so I think my question here is are there people coming to the studio before we come in on Monday?
No.
Okay.
No.
So if we set them anywhere, it'll be fine.
Okay. So I'm just going to set this little guy over here on our other table so that they can not be disturbed.
Meanwhile, I'm going to do this and empty our wax and start off anew and not burn it.
Okay.
And maybe it won't change colors unless it's such a manner. So this is just cold water, and I'm anxious to see what shapes we can come up with as it cools, like almost instantly, right?
Right.
Oh, cool, neat. I was trying to do a spiral.
Right.
That didn't happen.
No.
But it's cool. It's it'll harden up and be, done in no time.
Right. Looks like it's going back to flake form.
Right? So if we can empty the water and strain it out and reuse it.
Okay.
And that's a bonus feature to using the water. And so when we the next video will be about hand dipped candles, and so we'll need the cold water. We'll solidify that layer as you're layering and stuff. Yeah. So it is part of a process, just not this one.
Right. Yeah.
I just wanted to get it out of there.
Yeah.
Start anew.
Okay.
So I'm going to just put this on one.
Right, yeah. I think
not four.
Right.
We slowly bring it to a melting point.
Yeah.
And then your measurements are on the inside. It's this particular one is in ounces and milliliters. You kind of know I'm making an 8-ounce pillar candle, so I have to fill the wax and make sure it's at the 8-ounce thing. Or if you're doing multiples, you multiply 8 by whatever, how many candles you're doing.
Yeah.
That's probably enough for our colored wants. We'll let that kind of melt, and we decided on purple.
Yep. And then you were saying that, well, in another video, sorry, that you only put in a little bit of
a little at a time goes a long way. Absolutely. Yeah. So you have a whole purple crayon, and you can add it. It makes the color more vibrant. So it depends on how vibrant you want your color right now. And then the next batch we'll try this fancy wax dye stuff that we bought.
Oh, yes.
But, we're going to start with the crayon method. Yeah. Mostly because, that's what I know as far as how to color. And then I think I don't know anything about fragrance. Yeah, so maybe we'll have to revisit at a different time and, take some time to learn about putting fragrance, essences into the candles.
Because I would imagine you don't want to put fragrance in when you have a Crayola crayon in there for color, because then you're going to get, we know what burnt crayon smells like.
Right, you'll get that waxy crayon on top of your lavender or whatever scent you put in there. Yeah.
So so you don't put this in until the wax is melted? The crayon?
Yes. Okay. So we're melting our wax very slowly this time.
Right.
It's like chocolate. You have to be very careful about when you're melting chocolate. So you have to be very careful. We just read, that we want it to be
100 well, we had it at 150, but 120 to 150, I think, is what we want.
The numbers were weird, and I was confused.
Right.
And so we're melting pretty good. Stirring while going. That gets everybody, involved, all the pieces that are up on the side and stuff. We put our gauge in there, which is doing weird things. See, so this is weird that I'm just not used to.
Well, yeah, it's brand new to us.
The temperature thing. I'm like, oh, there we go. We're fluctuating now.
Okay.
Wasn't moving before. So we're at about 80 degrees right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
So all
right. Very good.
When it gets to 150 or so, I want to say that pertains to adding color as well, and not just fragrance, but this will be a fun mess to clean. Very excited about it.
Yeah.
Because wax.
Right. Well, luckily we could just scrape this off, I think. Yeah. Just peel it off. It'll be fine. Yep. Yep.
We like to make messes.
Well, you're not doing it right if you're not making a mess.
That's what, trying stuff and doing crafty type things is all about. Like, my studio is a disaster area. But I'm doing projects, and so I know where everything is.
Absolutely.
My husband will be like, where's this glue or whatever? And I have to describe, you gotta go upstairs, you gotta find my sewing machine. Then you have to move 17 things out of the way, and it's probably in the drawer that's right there,
Right, yeah.
I have to describe it exactly where it is and stuff. Neat.
Yep, neato. We're going to have to get a scraper.
And that's just like a putty knife.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I'm going to
117. We're getting there.
Yeah.
It's all melted though. I'm confused as to why such a high temperature when
I don't know. Do you think it would melt the crayon at this point?
Yeah. No problem. So we're impatient. Well, I'm impatient.
Right. Me too.
So
like let's move it along.
We don't have a lot to talk about.
Move it along, folks.
So when you get to the melting point, so my rule of thumb is a third at a time, or just a tiny little chunk at a time. Put it in there, and it will start to melt and change the color. Oh,
it's already melting.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that was fast.
I know, right? I'm like, oh,
wow, that's amazing.
I'm gonna do a quick picture of that melting because it just looks cool. And you'll see that on our YouTube channel and our website.
Yep. Excellent.
And then you mix her on in. And we have a pretty clear, pale purple color.
Nice.
If you want to take a look.
Yes.
And then we can add more.
Oh, that's pretty. Huh?
Probably bring it closer.
That's pretty.
It is a pretty purple.
Yeah.
Darker? Are we fine with it?
I'm kind of fine with it. I actually like that light purple. That's really pretty.
Nice. And it will dry kind of in that lighter tone as well.
Yeah.
Let's check our temp for pouring purposes. Yeah. So we're going to get our molds prepared.
Yep. Which one do we want to use?
I do not care. We want to see the purple.
I want to see the purple. Clear. Yeah. And I think you only had the 2 clear jars?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, which perfectly fine.
We need to wipe that out with I think
it'll melt.
It'll melt.
We pour it.
That's true. That's true.
And so get the wick down in there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, never.
We need a wick.
Yep.
Very important.
Oh, that's cool.
What happened?
This just dried very coolly in like chunks, but it's also like a weird a geode or
it's
something.
Like a geode.
It's very fun. Stop playing with that.
Right.
Focus on the task.
Focus. All right, that's in there pretty good. But it stands up nice and straight almost by itself. There we go.
Pretty.
Yeah, ready for pouring.
And so you just, carefully pour in.
That's a pretty purple. I like that.
We're filling just a little bit.
That's a super pretty purple.
Adding our extra purple in here so that we can do a different color.
All right. It's very nice. What color do we want to do next? We're going to do the dye, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to experiment with our...
Do we want to do a small tea light or do we want to do it in the black jar?
Want to try our silicone molds? Let's give it a go.
All right, so pretty purple. I don't know if everybody saw it, but it's really pretty purple.
Very pretty light.
It's very light purple. So we're going to put this over to our drying station. Very carefully.
Very cool.
All right.
And some of the candles have whiskey on the rocks.
Oh,
and so you can even see the ice cubes made of wax. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Right. Like that's super cool.
Because I'm all about sculpting in any way. And I'm like, ooh, wax sculpting. That's interesting. I'm very interested.
Yeah. Do we want to do all 3 or do we want to do just 1? Actually, what do you think about just doing 1 so we know how this mold works first before doing all 3?
Test for the molds?
Yeah, do a test for the mold so that way we're not struggling with 3 of them. We're only struggling with 1.
Here's the thing, we did this and now we can't get the wax.
So this I got at a store and it's called Makesy. Maybe we'll have to Google this, but there was 0 instructions on how to use this as far as like volume per wax, you know, how much your ratio of dye to wax. So maybe we can Google it to see. Makesy. And find out what we could obviously experiment and just pour some in there. But I have a feeling it's not going to take much. This is super concentrated, super red.
So I asked it how much Makesy Eco Dye do I add to the candle for wax or to the wax for candle making.
Yeah.
2 to 8 drops per pound of wax.
Oh. Wow. So we'll only need half a drop.
A vibrant color, you add 2 to 8 drops.
Okay. Well, we're not even using a pound. So
and then it wants the temperature. I'm like, how is that? Because, it says it wants it at 180 degrees. And I'm like, well, our soy wax doesn't want to be that high.
Right. Yeah. We don't want it that high if we want a clear color.
2 drops per pound. That's freaking. I guess if this is for making large amounts of candles,
so.
Apparently.
We may have bought something that is. And it's very good dye because it's dyed my finger red.
Right. We will add. I think we want a dark, beautiful, vibrant red, and so the more for me, the more the merrier.
Okay.
Like. A few, right? I want a few.
And we don't have a dropper thing. It would be nice to have like a little dropper thing so we could do that.
Something to think about in the tools that you get is a little dropper for, fragrance and color.
Oh, yes.
1 for each.
Yep.
So you don't want to mix your chemicals.
Yep.
It's melting up real nice.
Good.
Got kind of a chunk that's a chunky piece.
I was really surprised at how fast that crayon melted.
Yeah, oh yeah,
that was super fast.
Crayon wax is I don't mean, again, they probably use paraffin wax or I don't know. You'd have to look up Crayola's recipe,
right?
And be like, what kind of wax do you use?
Yeah, yep.
Why are you making noises?
Well, so far this has been a lot of fun.
It is. Patience. Yep. And then if you're doing more than one at it, so we're only doing the 1 or 2, molds at a time for testing. But if you're doing a large quantities, seems like it melts pretty quickly when you have everything up to temperature. It's making noises.
It's making a little crickle crackle.
So I'm like checking. I'm like
crickle crackle noises.
I don't think that it's not at to temp yet, so I couldn't Excuse me. Again, you probably don't want to have your face right up against things. You want to be safe when working with hot things.
Yeah.
I mean, even though the wax can't burn you or shouldn't burn you, it is still hot and can be shocking, causing you to, there's chaos that happens when you're flinching from a hot touch or whatever. Oh yeah, good.
We're there.
Yeah, that was pretty quick.
Nice. Very quick.
Soy again is like a wax that wants to be melted at a lower temp.
Yeah.
So it's all right. Since we don't have a dropper, I guess we're gonna guess here,
right?
And then I'm sure that after this, you'll have to clean your equipment.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure that we. All right, I'm just gonna.
Oh, jeez. Paper towel.
Yep. This is.
Oh my goodness.
Man, this dye is blood red.
Yeah, it is.
It's cool. Is that there?
Wow. All right.
Got a little on the flip side. Take our spoony spoon and wow, that's a really pretty red.
Is it?
It looks like NyQuil.
Oh. Okay.
In the factory too, we had certain giant cauldrons specifically for purple candles, red. So every color had its own vat.
Yeah.
For to avoid cross contamination and that kind of stuff of the color.
Yeah.
It's real hot. And then the instructions also said for even disbursement. I think that was they wanted it at such a high temperature so it'll spread out into the. Jeez, it really does look like I had a bloody nose or something.
That is,
oh my goodness,
very red.
Very red and ready to pour.
All right,
it's very hot now.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, we're a little bit warmer than 120 now, so you want to carefully pour. And so we probably should have gotten a mold release type stuff, but we might struggle a little bit when we come back to test our experiment.
I mean, it's always easy enough to pick up a mold release. My candle wick is melting because it's a waxed.
Yes.
So I'm not sure how high we get these. All the way to the top?
I would assume that you're going to do all the way. Perfect.
Oops. All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
It looks like let's move our.
That's really.
That is really cool.
It's a really pretty red. Oh, you should take a picture of the red.
Oh, yes.
That's very pretty.
It's a cool red.
Yeah.
Oh, I got red dye on my phone.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Dang it.
Yep.
So be careful with the dyes, Tub.
Yep. Now, this one I'm not going to move over to the other table because it's a, rubber. And it'll probably wiggle, and I don't have steady hands, so we'll just leave it right here, I think.
Right. So there's some examples of all kinds of the different molds you can use. Again, if you're going to do the paper towel or, paper or the toilet paper stuff, use tin foil. Make sure you wrap it with a rubber band at the bottom and do it slowly. Build up your first layer so that it plugs all the holes because it will leak. Keep your temperature of your wax it depends on the wax, of course, but you want to, keep it on the low side so that when you're pouring, it doesn't just melt right through really quick.
Right.
From your other layers.
Yep.
Glass containers are really, they're the one pour and you're done. Because you could do the metal molds too, and that's the same metal decorative molds. Let's be specific.
Yeah.
Not the reusable kind, but the gift kind that you're gonna send out or whatever. Those are fine because you're not gonna be taking them out of the molds.
Right.
These types of molds. So we're gonna. This is our first time and my first time working with a mold like this. And so that'll be interesting to see, and we will record those results in our next video.
Excuse me.
Before we move on to the dipping method. So this is the pouring method. So please be careful. That was my other just kind of note.
Right.
Have all of your stuff on hand. If you're concerned about countertops and things like that, maybe buying a separate cookie sheet because you don't want to mix your candle making with any of the things you're going to use to cook food. So you might want to buy a cookie sheet that's just for candle making, and you can put all of your molds and stuff on that cookie sheet to protect your counters and things from spillage. Dyes, you want to be careful because this looks like we killed somebody over here. You want to kind of maybe I'm not dissing this company at all, but maybe finding things with instructions.
Yes,
getting yourself a dropper, dropper for dye and fragrance, or just a nice great box of crayons will do you. Right, I'm a humongous fan of just using crayons.
Yeah. Oh, look, and this is already.
Oh, look at that. So
this candle, first one we poured, I don't know if anybody could see it really well, but it's starting to get, you could tell where it's starting to dry because it's turning white-ish.
Very nice.
Yeah.
It does have a really nice tan color to it.
Yeah. So that'll be fun to see how that turns out. It'll be fun to see how all these turned out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then, you can decide, if you'd like to make candles for the farmer's market, or if you want to make candles as a gift for somebody. Then you can decide how much you want to invest in molds and things like that.
For sure.
If you're just doing a one-time clever thing, reusing glass jars like baby food jars and what was the other thing?
The yogurt jars.
containers.
I used to love collecting those.
Right.
They're such cool jars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then, do that. I would say where I got my jars from, but that's
right. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a secret stash of jars.
Yep. Yep.
And cleaning supplies, you want plenty of regular cold water on hand. You want plenty of paper towels or
and putty knives for spillage.
I love this. The paper towels are just really cool. So again, I'm a sculptor at heart, and so what can I do with that?
Right. Right. So, and then your bowl of cold wax, that's fun.
Yes, for when you want to change colors real quickly. And then even though I have, 2 different colors in here, this wax we can reuse. We can put it in a container and save the wax after we drain the water, and remelt it and use it in another project. And so that's, bonus feature.
Right. See what color you come up with.
And so just because I said that, I'm going to add the red to our lovely...
For a lovely mix.
And then I'm not sure. I would say that it's easier to clean while it's hot, but maybe not because that was a mess and it was stupid. But yeah, as far as cleaning, I would say wipe it out not while it's hot and burning your hands, but as it it needs to be a little bit cooler. It's a little hot right now,
right?
But let it cool. Clean it out with a paper towel, and then if the wax buildup persists, I suppose heat it up again, and just keep doing it
until it's clean,
I drip down the side.
That's okay.
So,
we have a bloody pot now.
Right?
So,
it is pretty bloody. I want to say that Dawn dish soap will take anything out.
Right.
Well, it's just the brand that I use and trust. So
right.
I'm just kind of like, it'll probably, clean that right up with no problems. Or some really hot water. So I also use very hot water when I do my dishes and things. And so it's, possible. Right. Because it's soy, my dish water is at 120 degrees. And so it'll probably just melt that right out.
Right. Right. So I'm sure you don't want dried wax in your pipes either.
No, that's true.
That's not good.
And so you want to, think about these things, especially the cleaning up method. And so I'm going to do, 30 red candles. Well, I'm going to dedicate this station to just being red candle world, orange candle world, yellow candle, so separating your colors and having the different stations if you're going to go big, with all your different colors.
At that point, just get like one pot for red, one pot for purple, one pot, for clear.
Yep.
So that way you're not having to, like with one pot, like we have, it's, a lot of cleaning.
There's a lot of work to change out the colors and probably to change out the fragrances. Because again, the cross-contamination thing, you don't want, your lavender candle all of a sudden smells like cinnamon. You're like, what the hell? What just happened there?
Right.
And it was, probably because you didn't clean out the molds well enough after using it or the pot that you have. And so, that is my recommendation, and as well as Faye's, is to have your separate pots, even for your, so if we were to go into production, we would have one for each color and then 2 to 3 for just plain. And then, again, it would be a pot for each fragrance. I mean, it's a lot of pots.
That's a lot of pots.
And a lot of stuff, but you're not cross-contaminating.
Right.
Your scents or your colors and things like that. I mean, or it's just, so you probably do more candles than just your standard wax color, the soy color, the beeswax color, and then adding your fragrances and your dried flowers or whatever to them. I truly like the colors. That's a bright red.
That's a bright red.
Be really pretty color.
So cool. I can't wait.
Bubbles are already coming up, so that's the other, is watching for bubbles, and I think that's scientifically, don't quote me here, on where the sink comes from when they dry.
Oh, okay.
Is all the bubbles have moved out of the mold and things. Creating that. The outsides, it also dries faster from the outside in because your outside layers are thinner. Against the glass, and then you get to the middle where it's warmer.
So that's the part that takes the longest. But
that's it's cool. Super fun candle making. Again, I've done it on this tiny little craft scale, but I've also done it in the industrial scale. And for me, I enjoyed the industrial scale because every day you'd walk into work and it'd be, we're working with mint today, or it's our Christmas season, so you smell peppermint, you smell Christmas trees, you smell it all. And then sometimes you come in and there's a scent and it's too much, and you're like, this is so bad. I have to work with this today. That would be more of your I don't know, your citronillas or your earthy.
The earthy musky
I love the earthy stuff, but like patchouli. You gotta work with a patchouli candle. That's a strong scent, and so it would just be overwhelming. And you're like, we're working with that today. So it's always a surprise when you walk into the shop, or not always. You kind of, you're in a factory, you kind of know
what's going on,
what the orders are and stuff, but it makes the whole place just smell amazing. And then used silver and made. That's how the silver wheels were made.
Silver wheels, neat.
So it's because silver is at a lower lower temperature and aluminum and things like that. The lower temperature metals. I went straight for bronze because that's super. Working with a forge, highly recommend. Anyway, off topic.
That's okay.
But yeah, candles, you know, it's real fun. I, as a teen too, right? You have your wine bottles with the tapers in them, and you melt the wax down so it looks really cool on the bottom.
Right.
So there's that too. The burning of them, burning candles is super fun too, right?
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Yep.
That is our this experiment. We'll let you know how the results are in our next video.
Yep.
And then we'll try the hand dipped, which again they say is a process, but I feel like it's going to be a better process than having to pause to add your colors and then switch color. You know, this is a long process. And then even with your, our base solidified. So that's cool.
Yay! Yay! Okay, so we have a base candle, I guess.
And we can probably, continue to use the mold.
Right.
But again, that's your one and done molds.
Yeah.
So
there we have it.
That was our candle making fun. I'm sure it is a nice streamlined process when you get, used to everything. Yeah. This is our first time using any of this equipment, so it was very fun. And we will we'll see you on the next one. So stay wild.